Ah, mm, man, it feels good being a Washington Commanders fan, man. Mm-mm-mm. Let me tell you why a Hail Mary is so difficult and why more times than not a Hail Mary is unsuccessful. And we actually saw why with this Commanders and Bears game. The reason why a Hail Mary is so difficult to pull off is because outside of the quarterback and the receivers, every element of a Hail Mary is going against the quarterback. Is going against the team trying to attempt and successfully accomplish or successfully land a Hail Mary from the distance, from the temperature, the wind elements, from the other team. No, the hardest thing to do in sports is to, let's say this, the hardest thing to do in the NFL. Let's scale it down. The hardest thing to do in the NFL is to successfully do something that the other team knows exactly what you're going to do. And when a Hail Mary is coming, you know exactly what the other team is trying to do. I hate to continue to go back to this player, but that's why people marvel in awe at how successful Aaron Rodgers has been at Hail Marys. And I said that we saw the the mountaintop and the mountain valleys of a Hail Mary with this Commanders Bears game. I don't remember homie's name. The dude, the defender for the Bears. But just like everything has to go right for the offensive team trying to complete a Hail Mary, if one or two things don't go right for the defending team, they lost. I don't remember the dude's name, but he was that one or two thing that didn't go right. The Commanders beat the Bears 18-15 on a Hail Mary. Probably the biggest regular season game, or I'll say the biggest ending to the a regular season game in Commanders history, Washington history. It was just electric, bro. You had the number one overall pick going against the number two overall pick, Jaden Daniels, or Caleb Williams going up against Jaden Daniels. Two teams that were two teams that only had two losses on the season. This was, in all intents and purposes, a huge game for both teams. And it was a ugly game throughout until the fourth quarter. Jaden Daniels threw for 326 yards, and that one touchdown was the Hail Mary. While I said that everything has to go right for a offense to complete a Hail Mary, if one or two things don't go right for a defense, they can very well lose on a Hail Mary. And the defensive player that was taunting the crowd while the play was happening, so he was late to his assignment. The coaching staff that allowed the 15 yard slant route or 15-yard catch that put Washington in the position to even be able to throw the ball down the field. Remind you, Jaden Daniels had a rib injury, so it ain't like he didn't have the greatest game throwing the ball. He was 21 for 38. And I think the most egregious decision outside of the defensive player and taunting the crowd mid-play, but they first of all, the Washington Commanders had to go like 70 yards, 70, 75 yards. You put a spy on Jaden Daniels, like Jaden Daniels is about to burst out for a 70-yard run. Yeah, it was a myriad of blunders that essentially allowed Washington to complete a Hail Mary and win the game. I don't think there's any question that Washington is the best team right now in the NFC East. Even though we'll talk about the Eagles in a second, Washington is just. I was completely wrong about Dan Quinn. He has been an incredible coach. I was completely wrong about Cliff Kingsbury as the offense. I damn near shredded that decision, and his offense has been electric. Commanders have been one of the best offenses in football, and yeah. I will say that a lot of those decisions, it was a really tough watch as a football fan, not just a Commanders fan, but as a football fan. It was a tough watch watching some of the decision making from the Bears in that fourth quarter. And honestly, I think that this was one of the first games where Caleb Williams looked like the pressure of the game was getting to him. He kind of looked like that the first, one or two games, and it looked like he kind of steered the ship in the right direction. It looked like he heard all of how important this game was and the fact that you're going up against, you're going up against the number 2 overall pick whoever wins this game is likely going to be in the driver's seat of Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he did not play great at all. I do also think it's crazy that the Bears are now 4-3, and all 3 losses are on the road. While I still have all the praise in the world for the NFC North, you can't consider yourself a Super Bowl team I'm not going to say playoff, or a top tier team if you can't get wins on the road. Now, yes, losing to a Hail Mary is tough, but I think this Hail Mary was more of, I'm not going to say luck, I'm going to say poor decision making from some defensive players more than the offense just completing a Hail Mary. But hey, the Commanders are now 6-2. And what a feeling it is. No, the Commanders aren't anywhere. I don't think they're close to the Lions right now. And I do think that while it hasn't come back to bite the Commanders yet, losing someone like Jonathan Allen for the season will definitely come back to bite them. But we beat the Bears 18-15. And Jaden Daniels, in my opinion, is the clear-cut, and I mean clear-cut player or offensive player of the year. I think Jaden Daniels is so good, he should be in MVP talks. But hey, that's just me hoping. So, shouts out to the Commanders for beating the Bears 18-15. Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.